So here I am again. I don't know if I said who I was in the last one or what I posted my first title under, but I think it was Universal Thoughts was the first one. Although I'm going to title the second one just Depression. This is a quick one. I'd like to hopefully make it quick. There's just some thoughts I just had about depression and things like that. I just wanted to tell a quick story about more about who I am. Uh, Simple answer is I grew up without a father. Grew up with a half brother that had a different father, and my mother. So it's just the three of us. My mom didn't work until I was 9 years old because it was welfare, whatever the hell it was, Social Security actually. Sorry, excuse me, ran out, and she kind of had to go to work. So she worked then from the time I was about 9 till I was 16, 17, somewhere in there. So, she worked a really long time in her life. Why I'm telling you that, I don't know. But I do want to tell you a story about when I was a kid. I would say the first time I experienced, I guess what I'd say is hate. The first time I was that angry. The first time I knew, or didn't know what hate was, but looking back, the first time I know I experienced it. So I don't know if you've looked at my other videos. Basically, I come from a abused environment, needless to say. So this was, I want to say, around the same time that my mom started working, but I might have been younger, so 8, 9, let's just say, just for fun. That'd be my guess. My mom had a date, so, and this date was not the normal date, so the brother and I, which is 5 years older, got to go along with to a movie, to the Pink Panther. So for those of you that are old as me, you know what that is. So that's you. It's an old movie that is about a detective, and the Pink Panther cartoon is not really a part of it. It's more of the logo. Anyway, point being, we were going to the movie, and my memory serves me correctly, they were having a dinner I didn't like. My brother and my mother generally ate everything that my mom cooked. I was the picky one. I was the one that didn't like a lot of the things my mom made. So, she catered to me sometimes, but most of the time it's like, if you don't like it, you don't have to eat it. Find something else to eat. And, on some levels I understand that, but to a young kid, when I look back, that's pretty messed up. You shouldn't let your kid go hungry just because they don't like what you're serving. So take that into note, parents. Discipline's fine, but abuse is something else. Keep that in mind. So anyway, so I had already obviously known how to cook at that point. For a lot of you, that's no big deal. But for me, I was mostly self-taught. So the one thing I knew how to cook was potatoes. Yeah, big meal. So anyway, I decided to cook myself some potatoes. That was the mission of it. And I had to hurry. Time was running out. This gentleman was coming over. I use that term loosely. Gentleman, that is. Was coming over to take us to this big movie. So, long story short, I started to get myself prepared to make the meal. And asked my mom, is this burner hot? Is this the burner I should be using? She mumbled something. I didn't understand. And so I'd seen my mom put her hand over the burner many times to see if it was hot. So that's what I thought I was doing. But I touched it. And I didn't just touch it, I put my hand on it. It burnt me really good. This is the hard memory. So I remember, instead of, she was partly, concerned, but mostly mad that it burnt my hand. And so she probably got me an ice pack the first time. Don't remember a whole lot of that. Just kind of blocked out a lot of it, obviously. I burnt my own hand. My fault. It's not like someone put my hand to the burner and held it there. It's not that kind of abuse. So it's not that dark. But it's more mental than anything. So what happened was, kind of half-assed wrap up the hand, and he shows up. So we're going to the movie. Alright. So here I am with a burnt hand with some ice on it, I assume, and we go to the movie. And then I was in the movie, and I remember I was in a lot of pain, and I remember crying. And this movie is a comedy, by the way, just to enlighten you that don't know what the Pink Panther is. So my hand is burning, I'm crying, you know, kind of to myself. I'm not making a big fuss of it. And I'm hungry. Kind of a common theme when I was younger. You know, I was ashamed of being hungry. Anyway, to go with that, so I look up at them. They're laughing, enjoying the movie, having a good time. So, what I felt in that moment, it was the first time I felt that kind of rage, that kind of anger. Hate, you might say. You know? Someone that would supposedly say that they love you. It's the only people you know as your family. And this is what they show you as love. Yeah. Anyway, that was just a small story. It's not that dark. But I do want to say to anyone that can relate to that, you know, people do a lot of crappy things in their lives, you know. My mom is the ignorance is bliss. She doesn't really acknowledge it. She's, you know, a nice old lady now. Kind of gets away with it. I don't bash on her for it. I don't even talk to her about it, really. My brother I don't talk to for many other reasons, and that really had not much to do with him, really. But other than, you know, him being angry at me also for burning my hand, which is funny, I guess. I use humor to hide my pain, which I'm sure a lot of you do as well. So anyway, I just wanted to tell the story. I don't know why, I just did. And I want to talk more in the future. I want to cover so many things. I'd love to talk to people. I just don't know how. So I'm trying to figure it out, so that's why I'm doing this. So if anyone can give me pointers on what to do with my way of thinking, not just the depression thoughts, but I want to cover many things, and it's just something I feel that I'm pulled towards because what's going on in my head, what I've thought about for many years, you know, 20 plus, I've kind of put into the idea of who am I, what am I doing, why am I here, where am I going, all that kind of stuff, like most humans are kind of asking the questions about, you know, God and other things. I don't claim to have any of the answers. I claim to have none of them, actually. I claim to have some of my own. They work for me. Hopefully they work for some others, but if not, it's not something I'm trying to tell anyone to do one thing or another, ever. I would never tell someone to take a certain direction in life that, you know, is against their will, so to speak. So anyway, point being is, I hope to talk more. I hope I get some views. That'd be nice. But anyway, yeah, we'll see what happens. Thanks. Bye.